Ben Carson is getting a lot of shit for this comment. This headline is from The Hill. Carson, compassion isn't a comfortable setting in public housing. So here's what they say. Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson says compassion in government-funded housing means not providing residents with too much of a comfortable setting. Quote, it's not a comfortable setting that would make somebody want to stay. I'll just stay here. They will take care of me, he said in a New York Times interview published Wednesday. Carson, a former neurosurgeon and 2016 presidential candidate, drew a distinction between those who are disabled and those who aren't. Disabled aid seekers, he said, may require more comfortable settings. We have some people who are mentally ill, he said. We have some elderly and disabled people. We can't expect in many cases those people to do a great deal to take care of themselves. But Carson worried that providing too much for other people would reduce their desire to leaving government-funded housing. Quote, there is another group of people who are able-bodied individuals, and I think we do those people a great disservice when we simply maintain. Okay, so you ready for my controversial opinion on this? He's right. Now, let me explain further, though, because there's obviously implications here that are wrong. So the problem with Ben Carson is, I don't think he's not in favor of a national program to end homelessness. I am. So what I mean by that is there are studies that show that the government actually saves money. The taxpayers save money if you just put a roof over everybody's head who's homeless. You give them a little one-bedroom apartment, unfurnished, just bare bones, but you give them a roof over their head, and the taxpayers save money. So it's the proper thing to do from a fiscal perspective and an economic perspective, but it's also the right thing to do morally. We shouldn't have our, fellow human beings, fellow citizens out there in the streets under a bridge somewhere dying. So, and, remember, 400,000 people who are homeless and then like 50,000 veterans who are homeless. We got to put a roof over their head. So I'm in favor of a program to end it completely. No more homelessness. That's where I differ from Ben Carson. He's almost certainly not in favor of that. But he's right in that, yes, when you set up that system, I'm not going to give people who are homeless a roof over their head and then make that living situation equal to or better than what some people are paying $1,000 a month for or something. Because that's just not right. Like, then, yeah, what incentive does that person have who's paying $1,000 a month for their apartment, but their apartment is worse than somebody who gets one for free who was homeless? What incentive do they have to keep paying that $1,000? Wouldn't they just say, fuck it, I'm going to go get the free one, which is even nicer? So, yes, there's a basic incentive structure problem there. Now, since it's Ben Carson saying it, and it comes along with the baggage of everything else he's ever said being horrible, I kind of get why people are mad. But yes, on this point, he's right. And he's also right that, and it's different for somebody who's disabled, somebody who's elderly. Like, for them, yes, you can give them a roof over their head and give them plenty of comfort. I agree 100%. But if they're able-bodied and, you're giving them a place that's nicer than somebody who works for a living and they pay for it, that's just wrong. Like, you shouldn't have a nicer thing than somebody who's paying for it and working for it. Now, again, I don't think that makes me callous to say, hey, if you're homeless, I'm going to give you a place to live. It's just not going to be super luxurious. I actually think that's common sense and that's logical, that there's like a gradation. So, okay, we don't want anybody homeless. I'm going to put a roof over your head, but it's going to be bare bones. And then the next step up is, you make money, you pay your way, and you have more luxury, and then it goes up and up and up and up. Everybody, I think, gets that. So I don't know if it's this is super unpopular on the left, if I'm, saying some taboo things here or whatever, but that is what I think, and I actually think it's pretty much common sense and fairly logical that, yes, you should have a homelessness program that ends homelessness and puts a roof over people's heads, but no, I wouldn't make that luxurious or in any way surpassing what somebody else is paying for.